Welcome to LV Network. I am Dr. Tanya Merriweather Gibson Miller, and I am so elated once again to be joined by our co-host here, Ife MADU. I'm so excited. She's an actress. Oh my goodness, a mother, a philanthropist. She does so many things. She's a content creator. I just, am just so grateful that we are working together, empowering women around the world. On today is part 5, and we will be talking about time management. And if you just want to say hello to everyone.
Yes, I would say a big hello to you. Welcome to the show. And Dr. T, I want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be on your platform. Thank you so much for allowing me to impact the lives of women all over the world with you. And a happy wedding anniversary to you and your husband, Pastor. And
Mhm.
I want to say God's blessings and more productivity for you and your family. In Jesus' name, yes, I'm praying for you. And I also say a big welcome to you out there. Thank you for joining us. It's part 5, as Dr. T said, and we're talking about time management. So make sure you go nowhere. There is so
Mhm.
much to learn, so much to, and please join in the conversation. You can ask your
Mhm.
questions, comments. Please let's make it as interactive as possible. Welcome to the show. Yeah.
Yes, I'm so excited. I mean, we have Ify. She joins us every month from Nigeria, and we are helping to empower women all around the world. It's such just an awesome venture that we're on together. We started out just saying hello and coming on just to talk about some things that empower women, and from that we had the Purpose Women's Group, and so I'm just excited as we're continuing to grow. We want to take this opportunity to announce the book club that we will be sharing as well within the group. Oh, if you want to be a member, you better send us a message in Messenger so that we can include you. It is a private group, but we will include you if you say you want to be a part of the Purpose Women Empowerment Group. We will connect you. So I'm excited about that. The book, we're going to start out reading Michelle Obama's book, and I'll place that book on the site so that you can know where to get it and all of that. And then LV Network is so elated to announce and so excited to announce that we are launching our Global Women Empowerment channel right on the LV Network. Listen, if you want to be able to watch women empowerment, if you want to be able to watch all the other channels that are part of LV Network, if you have Roku TV, a Fire TV, Apple TV, all you need to do is go to add a channel, and in that type in LV Network, and then you can click and add us to your channel lineup, and you'll be able to watch us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's so exciting. Or you can go out to our YouTube channel. That's Merriweather Global LV Network. You'll be able to see us. If you can't connect to it and you get a little lost, just send me a message and I will send you the link so that you can get connected as well. We've been having some connectivity issues with our sister there in Nigeria. So we're going to go on with the women's empowerment on today if we have to. As she comes into the studio, I have another system by me. We will add her to the lineup so that she can be a part of our show on today. I'm so grateful for all the work that she's doing. I mean, it's so astounding and amazing to see the young ladies that she has helped, the ones that are in college and those that are in their career and are excelling. She is a top actress and model there in Nigeria. And so I'm so grateful and appreciative of the partnership for us to empower women around the world. And she happens to be married to one of the top directors there in Nigeria as well. And so we're just elated to have her as a part of what we are doing. On today, we wanted to talk about time management. Time management. I've added you back to the screen and we're still live. We're talking about time management on today. Everyone knows that because if he is in Nigeria and we're here in America, sometimes there are glitches and lags and delays in our filming. And so once again, we're so elated to have Iffy on with us. I'll go ahead and start talking about time management, and then we will go over where Iffy can join in the conversation with us and talk about time management. Do you often feel stressed out with too much work or too many responsibilities? As time passes, excuse me, do you feel like you have more tasks on hand than you have time to do them? I know sometimes it can be that I feel that way. I feel that it's so much going on that I don't have enough time to get it all done. And so what I've been practicing is during those times, really to slow down and take my time. That's one of the things. And then make sure that I'm making an allocation. I guess that's a great word to use, where I'm allocating things that are not as important and not doing them first when I really should have done them last. Yeah. The trick is to organize your task and use your time effectively to get more things done each day. I mean, some days, you know, you're going to have those helter skelter days where it's just like, oh my goodness, I just can't seem to get it together. And I understand that. I experience those days from time to time. And at the end of that day, I'm like, oh my goodness, did I accomplish anything? Well, I want you to know that when that happens, all you have to do is take a deep breath and then start again the next day. That's all that you can do. Time management skills take time to develop and will look different for each person. Finding what works best for you and your busy schedule is key here. To get you started, I just want to give you 10 ways to improve your time management skills and increase productivity in the things that you are doing. First, delegate tasks. It is common for all of us to take, more tasks on than a lot of times that we're capable of getting accomplished in a day. This can often result in stress and burnout. So I don't want you to be stressed and burnt out. I want you to make sure that you're not taking on too much. Delegation does not mean you are running away from your responsibilities, but you are instead learning proper management of your task. Yes, and then prioritize your work. I remember I made that statement just a few minutes ago that sometimes you have to prioritize your work in order to get it done. Before the start of the day, make a list of tasks that need your immediate attention. Unimportant tasks can consume much of your precious time, and we tend to offer these too many, I guess, time, Ellen. We give it our time and our attention when we don't need to do that. Some things, like if you know that it's just a little note that you need to write, okay, maybe do a sticky that says no, then stick it to your computer. That way you can go at the end and write that note because you have a project that's due now that needs to be finished. And sometimes you have to make that the priority, then go back and do the other minor things. Sometimes with emails, you have to delegate a time of day that you do emails where, because emails can slow you down. You can be caught up doing emails half the day. Text messages, so many things that can bombard our day and keep us from accomplishing the task that we had scheduled. So it is essential that you prioritize what comes first, then next, then next. I have tablet after tablet, board after board, where I do that daily. Then create a schedule. Carrying a planner or notebook, or even having it just on your tablet or your phone. I'm a little bit older, so I still write things down. I put them in my tablet too, but a lot I write them down. I have to say, I'm still one of those people that's a stickler sometimes for writing it down because it helps me to remember. I'm a learner that I learn according to writing down and reviewing and reading and looking at it again and again myself. That's how I learn. And so that process works for me. So I usually write it down in a notebook, on my board, like I said, or on my tasks or to-do sheet. I have a lot of little sticky notes that I will stick to on my computer. Each color has a different priority. That way I know what's urgent. I know what has to be done. And then there are those that can wait another day if they have to. So I'm really learning how to create my schedule and manage it. That's so important when you are doing a time management. I'm going to invite Iffy back into the studio. If she's listening in, she can click on the link and come back into the studio again, and we can put her up on the screen. I'm going to continue to go along until we wait for her to join us again in the studio. Make a simple to-do list before the start of the day. Prioritize the task and focus on the essentials. Make sure that these tasks are attainable too. If there's a big task you need to complete, make sure that the only thing on your list other than that big task is maybe 2 or 3 little minimal things that you have to do. That way you will be assured of completing that major task or major project. I only list things as major when I have to get them in for that day. When there's no way I can schedule it at a different time, there's no way to prolong it, it has to be done that day. That is the priority. To better manage your time management skills, you may think of making 3 lists: work, home, personal. What did I say? Work, home, personal. I'm going to attempt to add Iffy back to our stream at this time. Okay. We're still experiencing some technical issues, and I thank you. If she does not get to be a part of this one that we're doing now, we'll go into our Purpose Women's group. We will create a room and we'll invite you to come in where she can come in and we can share. But we'll continue trying to add her to the stream as we're going along. Then set up deadlines. When you have a task at hand, set a realistic deadline and stick to it. Once you set a deadline, it may be helpful to write it on a sticky note and put it near your workplace. This will give you a visual cue to keep you on task. I can't tell you how important that is. I love how I can look up and I can see the sticky notes on the side of my computer that I placed there for the day, or I can look over to the left at my tablet and see the things that I've written out just to ensure that I don't get off track. It's so important. I can't over stress that you have to set a deadline for what it is that you are doing. And please make it a realistic deadline. Don't agree to do something in an hour that's going to take you 8 hours to do. Say it's going to take 8 hours to do. I'll have it to you tomorrow. If it takes 2 days for you to do based on your schedule, I'll have it to you in 48 hours. Close a business. That's the way to do it, rather than to say I'll have it now and then you don't deliver. It's always better to understate and over deliver. I like to have that process. Then overcome procrastination. Listen here, we all deal with procrastination. Sometimes you can be busy doing things, and I have to tell you just from experience, sometimes you can just get caught up. You can glance over and the TV may be going in the background, the news or something, and something will come up, and breaking news, and all of a sudden your attention has been distracted. Or the phone will ring and it's some emergency or something that you didn't know in your day that will grab your attention. And then sometimes we just get caught up just thumbing through the phone, thumbing through the messages, looking through Facebook, looking through Instagram, looking at the funny TikToks, saying like or not, looking at the tweets, all of those things. I've had those days when I said, oh my goodness, a whole hour has gone by because someone says, look at this this tweet, and I go and look at this TikTok, and the next thing you know, you're looking from one TikTok to another TikTok. And so one thing you need to do for sure is avoid procrastination. Oh my goodness. Procrastination is one of the things that has a negative effect on productivity. It can result in washing essential time and energy away. It could be a major problem in both your career and your personal life. Avoiding procrastination can be difficult for many. We tend to procrastinate when we feel bored or overwhelmed. But if you schedule appropriately, if you try to do it from start out small with your scheduling of what you can accomplish in a day, and then get bigger as you go along with what you can handle throughout your day. That will make the difference. always include that you're going to work however many hours you're going to work, and then you have your family time and your leisure time. So it's so important that you schedule all those things into your tasks for the day. That way you're not overwhelmed, which will cause you to procrastinate, or you feel bored, or you get irritated, whichever thing it is that keeps you from achieving the goals that you have set for yourself for that day. You need to learn to deal with stress wisely. That's one of the things that comes from overworking or not planning properly. You will feel stressed. I've had those days when I said, oh my goodness, I'm so stressed out. And most of the time when I go back and look, it's because I have added too many things to my day that had nothing to do with what I was doing. We've been talking about time management, Iffy. I went on with some of the things. We're at the level now of when dealing with stress because you've taken too much on your plate, and it's caused you to be
Yeah.
stressed out. And I'm saying to everyone that it's so important that when you get stressed, that you take a moment, that you learn some techniques or things that will cause you to be able to relieve some of that stress. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes when we're doing so much.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Talking about management for us women, it's part of us. We are cooking, we are trying to arrange the room, doing some other things at the same time. But really, from research, and it has been scientifically proven that multitasking is not the best when it comes to time management or productivity. We have to make sure we take one task at a time. So time management also involves planning. So I would want us to, it comes to prioritizing, writing out your plans. Okay, the first thing I need to do once I wake up, either I exercise or I, do some other things with my kids, take them to school, then doing some things I need, calling up a couple of customers, checking my emails or checking feedback
Okay.
from clients.
So,
We have to.
yeah, we are on today. We're experiencing
Contact.
lag, one.
At
So
least
and
if I
we're asking for patience as we are going along. And if he's sharing and I'm sharing, we have to delay. And some of us, we watch the news and other things. And so we realize during those times, a lot of times there are times when there is lag. And there are times that when we're not seeing things in real time, they're delayed by a few seconds. So I think it's so important that we continue to go on. I thank Iffy for the comments. I heard some of the things that you were sharing um, along with us, and I am enjoying those things. We were talking about stress and dealing with stress wisely. Stress often occurs when we accept more work than we're capable of accomplishing. The result is that our body starts to feel tired, and it can affect our productivity. I can tell you from experience, I can get very overwhelmed and I can feel like, oh my goodness, I'm trying to get this done. I won't be able to get this done. And the next thing I know, I get a headache, or I feel like, oh, I just need to go lay down. Well, stress comes in various forms for different people, but some productive ways to deal with stress can include getting outside, doing exercises, practicing meditation, calling up a friend, participating in your favorite hobby, listening to music or a podcast. I have to tell you, the flowers that are behind me today, when I get very overwhelmed, what I'll do is I'll make little floral arrangements and little things. That's kind of like my hobby thing, to be a distraction, to give me a moment to just pause. I like to read. I like to roller skate. There you are, and everyone knows that I like to sing as well. But Those are some things that I do that are like hobby things for me. Writing is always a great way for me to relieve stress. In my creative mind, I usually write down the things that are stressing me so that I can work through them. The best thing is to be able to work through them, and then to be able to get your body back down to a level where you're able to begin your task again. Then avoid multitasking. Most of us feel that multitasking is an efficient way to get things done, but the truth is that we do better when we focus and concentrate on one thing at a time. Now, what are you saying? Well, I'm not saying that we don't play many roles. Wife, mother, grandmother, friend, sister, brother, all those things that we do. I'm not saying that we don't do those things, because yes, we do. But I have found that I'm more effective when I concentrate on one thing at a time. Some days I'm forced to do other things and try to multitask, but it turns out to be a very overwhelming thing to do. And usually some things fall through the cracks. They don't get done because there's too many things being done at one time. So I encourage you to avoid multitasking whenever possible and just focus on one task at a time. And then here is something I've adopted this year, really adopted. I will get up early, but I didn't start working until, like a very specific time. I've started working earlier. And in my working earlier, I've been able to do my prayer time, do my devotional time, do my study time, and then get into my day, not feeling like I had to work so many long hours at the end. So what I've done is I've changed the process where I'm able to have time available, that when 5 o'clock comes, I'm able to step away. Even if I have to come back sometimes and check on some things or do some things, I'm still able to step away. That's something I wasn't able to do before, because I was starting at a later time and I was just working, just work, trying to get all of my tasks achieved. But if you start early, you'll be surprised how much more efficient you will be, how much time you have. It's like, oh my goodness, I have so much time just by starting early. If you're not a morning person, you can just try waking up 30 minutes earlier than your normal time. You'll be amazed how much you can get done in that bit of time. If you don't want to use it to work, use it to do a bit of exercise or eat a healthy breakfast. This kind of routine will also contribute to your productivity during the day. Goal setting, you're cutting down the time you need to think about where you're headed. Then take regular breaks while you're working. I'm one of those people that believe you have to just stop. When I feel myself just feeling totally overwhelmed, because we all can experience that, we can all have those moments, I take a pause and I say, okay, what is it that I should be doing right now? What is it that I need to be doing right now, so that I can get refocused? It's amazing to me, just sometimes just pausing for a minute, taking that break, getting up, drinking some water, getting up, just taking my lunch break and just breathing. It does so much to get you refocused. Then take a walk sometimes that you're taking your lunch break or your evening break. Listen to some music or do some quick stretches. The best idea is to take a break from work completely and spend time with your friends and family at the end of the day. I think for me, when I moved here to Texas, and I was adjusting, to being a wife again, all those different things. One of the biggest adjustment for me was feeling okay that I was taking a break from work, because I could be a workaholic, that I was taking a break from work and that I was spending time with my family, that I was spending time with our friends, and not feeling like, oh my goodness, there's something else I should be working on. I'm going to add Iffy back to the stream now. Iffy, you're back in the stream. So good to
Yes,
have you.
yes, yes, great to have you. Great to be back here. I had to use a different network, so it's better now. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's way better now. Yeah, it's great to be here. I can hear you clearly, and I think the visuals are better now. So,
Mhm.
yes, like what I said before, the network wasn't so clear, is that Scientifically, it's been proven that when we multitask, we put more pressure on ourselves, and then we don't achieve as many things as we hoped we would achieve. So it helps as women, as mothers, we should plan ahead. We need to prioritize, put down our plans in order of priority. When we wake up in the morning, what is the most in quotes challenging or difficult task that will
Mm-hmm.
take most of our time, and let's devote nothing less than 90 minutes. Put away your phones, just put away any form of distraction. And that's why when it comes to time management, most of the time we encourage the 5 a.m. routine or the morning routine,
Mm-hmm.
depending on when you can wake up. Because when you wake up a bit earlier than when you have been your regular routine, you find out that you have at least 1 hour or 45 minutes or perhaps 90 minutes of undistracted time when you can devote yourself to your
Mm-hmm.
to a single task that will take
Mm-hmm.
you further ahead in your career, in your mental wellness, spiritual
Mm-hmm.
well-being. So most for someone like Tim Robbins, he would say 20 minutes for your devotion, 20 minutes for exercise, and 20 minutes for reading or doing maybe putting together your list of clients that you need to reach today, or
Mm-hmm.
drawing up what you need to do. Perhaps you're into marketing, you need to write a book or you need to read a book. How many sentences or how many words can you write if you are putting a book together? Um, if you're writing a book, or if it needs to be your kids, that is the extra 20 minutes you have to put things together, their lunch, make sure their bags are packed, get everything ready so they can get to school early. Because at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, as mothers, it rubs off on our kids. If we
Mm-hmm.
don't have a powerful morning routine, it rubs off on our kids because they will consistently be late to school, consistently not wake up early, and have that discipline of this is when I'm meant to be in school, and if there are things I need to do before going to school so they don't forget things. So having time management is really important, and I'm happy we are having this discussion early in the year. It's still second week of February, so just in case you are watching out there, you haven't started putting together your morning routine, I think it will
Mm-hmm.
help, yeah, with your time management. Yeah.
It's amazing that I'm just clicking on here. It's amazing that you were off and we weren't on at the same time, but we covered the same information. You came right back on, and you just just kind of co-signed, gave support in what I was saying. It was so funny. I had just talked about multitasking. I was talking about starting early, and you jumped right back in those areas because it's so important. I discovered this year I made a thing that I was going to start earlier. I already started early, but I decided to start earlier. And it has made just a major difference in my
Mhm.
scheduling, accomplishing tasks, being able to have time for my family, because that's very important. Whereas I can shut it down because the things that I planned for that day, I'm able
Yeah.
to accomplish them. And I'm not having to feel like, oh my goodness, something got left out. One thing for me, Iffy, that I had to learn when I moved here, because I was a workaholic, you better hear me. I had all the lists, all the goals, all the everything, the to-do list. And my to-do list went from the time I woke up until I went to bed at night. So that doesn't work with with a husband, new husband, family. It doesn't work that way. So you have to go back and you have to reassess, and you have to
Yeah.
say, okay, this is what I'm going to have to do in order to be effective. And so I went back and I said, okay, what are the things that you can realistically accomplish? I think so many times we're not realistic. We're like, oh yeah, I can write a book, read a book, talk to the people, answer all the emails. You know what I'm saying? Do all these things at one time. And then we get halfway through the day, we've only completed two things, and we're feeling like, oh my goodness, I'm
Yeah.
not getting it done. What am I doing? Am I procrastinating? Oh my goodness, no, you're not procrastinating. You put too many things on your
Yeah.
plate, unrealistic. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. And really, the approaches to time management includes start with something easy. You know what
Mm-hmm.
works for you, and you know how it is for you to build a new habit. They say you need like 30 days to work with
Mm-hmm.
a new habit or to build a new habit. So I would say start with what best works for you. You know your family's schedule, and you know things your family do together. So like yesterday, like in the evening, my husband and I were discussing on a new routine we are going to start as a family.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so these are things, starting earlier. Yeah, as a
Mm-hmm.
family now, we have to start earlier, start with a devotional, start with time of self
Mm-hmm.
meditation early. So it
Mm-hmm.
depends on what works for you. You could be watching out there, you're single, you're not yet married, so
Mm-hmm.
you have more time to yourself. You don't have
Mm-hmm.
kids yet. So you have to find out what works for you. For example, an actor, a top Hollywood actor like Mark Wahlberg, he
Mm-hmm.
starts his day as early as 2:30 in the morning.
Whoa.
Yeah, he starts his day that early. He starts his day that early, and then he goes to bed 7:30 p.m. As
Mm-hmm.
early as that. He's already in bed. No more calls, no more emails, no scripts, whatever, and he's already in bed. So I think we just need to find out what works for us and then stick to it. Remain consistent, and then we'll get as many benefits as possible.
And then Mrs. Madhu, I have to tell you, this week as I was going back and I was looking over things, and someone asked me, they said, is her husband the director there that's in Nigeria? And I'm going, yeah, that's her husband.
Yeah, he
And I
is
was like,
popular.
oh,
Yes.
and I didn't realize. So that caused me to go and look. And I said, oh my goodness. So it let me know that I'm dealing with a person that's very, very humble, because he's like major. You're major as well. And he's major too. I was just like, oh my goodness. And so I'm just so appreciative that we are partnering together and doing things. But because when I asked, now one thing you have to know, when people see a name on something, they go and they try to relate it together, and who is
Yeah.
that? And so when you said that he was a director, I tried my best to respect your privacy, because you hadn't given me pictures to post or put up of you guys together. So a lot
Yes.
of things, even when I release things, I did it just naturally include your family. And so
Yes.
when I was asked that question and I went back to answer, I said, "Oh my goodness, she's been being modest with me and humble with me." And so I appreciate that. I appreciate you as a wife and a mother to be
Yeah.
able, because we're all trying to navigate the things that we do, and feeling empowered in our own things that we're doing as well as we are wives and mothers and
Yeah.
grandmothers. Yeah, my grandmother, my grandson last night. When they call, when your family calls, you try to make time for that. So the
Yeah.
early thing I think is the better thing for me, because it was so good when they called me on yesterday to say Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
My grandson, he said this. He said, "This is William, Grandma." I said, "I know it's you, William." And he said, "I just wanted to say Happy Valentine's Day." There was a
Wow.
time that I worked so much that I might have missed that call. And here's the thing: family moments, you can't get them back. They're very, very important. They're important to you, and they're important to your children, your grandchildren, nieces, nephews, all of that. And so
Yeah.
me getting up earlier, I can testify to that. I started January 1st getting up earlier, and it has made a major difference. I've had time to exercise. I don't know if y'all noticed, I'm getting fabulous and fit. And
Wow.
so I've been able to
Great.
exercise. I've been able to eat, healthier, change the things that I was eating, because I'm paying attention. I have time to pay attention, and I've scheduled it in my day. So that makes a major difference. I'm looking back down here at my notes. Here's one thing, Iffy, that as I
Yep.
was doing research for it, it said take breaks regularly. As you're working, it said take breaks. And I was,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yes. Taking breaks is so important. Remember, I said you need to focus on your single most important task on your list, and you should devote nothing less than 45 minutes or 90 minutes. And then, because of how the human brain works, and how it's so important for us to have a short time of break or relaxation. Then once you're done with that task, you take a break. You either grab tea, have a bit of a snack, or walk
Mm-hmm.
around. It's so important we have nature. You can move around in nature, let the sun hit your body, have a bit of fresh air, talk to someone, actually call, or you could call up someone. That's when you can actually maybe take 5 minutes of family
Mm-hmm.
time, call someone, appreciate your staff, tell them
Mm-hmm.
you got it right, and maybe if there's something else they could improve, really ask them how are things with them and their family.
Mm-hmm.
At times we have people working with also around us, and we are just thinking about work, work, work. But in between the breaks, we could do something really good that would impact on our lives, on our families, have a snack, stretch a little bit, things like that. And then as you're doing that, as you're making putting smiles on, talking to people, interacting with them in the right way, you are doing nice things to your body because you are sending love hormones, you are sending the right hormones all through, and it's also getting to your brain. And then by the time you get back to work on the email, to send
Mm-hmm.
a proposal to a client, you feel
Mm-hmm.
energized to do it. And then you are more productive and you get better results. So these are
Yes.
all things that have been proven. And when we do it consistently, we will
Mm-hmm.
certainly see results. So I
Mm-hmm.
like our viewers to also make it interactive. They could put in the comment section what they want to improve on in the time management, if they are morning people or evening people. Because a twist to this is that most people will say they are more effective in the evening time than in the morning. Yeah,
Yes.
I was listening to a popular a scientist, like a motivational speaker, and she was like, you know, most people are more effective. They'll tell you they're more effective in the evening than they are in the morning. The morning is a bit too fuzzy for them in their minds. Their mind gets a bit clear by evening. So it's a personal thing. So I want to really know, if you're watching, how you want to put in more consistency to your time
Mm-hmm.
management. So just leave a comment and let's know, you're a morning
Yes.
person or an evening person, and what routine you are going to start working on this year. Yeah.
Yes. And then we'll be more than happy to provide you with some tips to help you so that you can effectively plan your time better. Time management, I'm telling you, is the one thing that can make a major difference in you accomplishing your goals and your aspirations. Then here's one thing that has been so very hard for me: learning to say no. You just have to, you
Yeah,
can't take on every single project.
that is true. That is so true. The extension box. Yeah.
Yes.
That is so true. When the I need to get his name now, but one of the richest people in the world, I was
Mm-hmm.
listening to one of his quotes, his
Mm-hmm.
audio quote, and he said, for every 100 great opportunities brought to me, he says no to 99 of them. And now he's not talking about just opportunities, but great opportunities, because he has come to realize that saying yes to everything could mean saying no to your most important tasks that could take you to the next level in your career or what you need to do. Yeah, that is why we need to make clear
Mm-hmm.
cut schedules. The
Mm-hmm.
time for friends, the time for hanging out, the time for tea parties, the
Mm-hmm.
time for, just, talking, and just even doing social media, scrolling. Like for me, my husband also had a chat with me on that too, because I'm a content creator and most of the time I'm online. So at
Mm-hmm.
times it's so important for me. I need to be extremely mindful and extremely intentional to put a difference when I'm actually researching, working on content, and
Mm-hmm.
when I'm just mindlessly scrolling through social media,
Mm-hmm.
scrolling through, just scrolling and checking other people's feeds and just going like that. And I'm not, getting anything. I'm not, making anything out of it. I'm not doing
Mm-hmm.
any research. So it's important that we have clear cut times. Saying no, okay, I don't need to be on social media now
Mm-hmm.
because I need to call 10 clients, I need to call 10 new people, 10 new leads, and
Mm-hmm.
perhaps from the 10 new leads, I might have 3 new clients.
Mm-hmm.
Or I need to go through the feedback reports for my recent customers so
Mm-hmm.
that I will know which product to work on or which service to work on. So these are things we need to do. It's not we can't say yes to everything. You can't say yes to every event. You can't say yes to every hangouts, drinks. Let's go grab pizza. Let's go have dinner at XYZ restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
You need to say, you know what, can we go for dinner at
True. The one thing that you were sharing is that no, we have to learn to say no. And a lot of times people worry that when they say no, that no one will participate with them or that they'll feel like they're being selfish. But the truth is that saying no is one of the best ways to take care of yourself and to take care of your time. When you take care of this, you'll find you have more energy to devote to the excuse me, important things which the people around you will ultimately appreciate. I want you to know time management is of the essence if you desire to achieve and accomplish your goals and aspirations for your life. Let me give you those points again so you'll have them. First, delegate tasks. Then, prioritize your work. Create a schedule. Set up deadlines. Overcome procrastination. What did I say? Overcome procrastination. Deal with stress wisely. Then take breaks. It's so important that you take breaks. Avoid multitasking. Start early. With the breaks, we're saying do things like walk. I was taking notes, listening to some music, do some stretches, or just call somebody. That's the moment to do that 5-minute call. Not a 5-minute call for work, but a 5-minute call to say, hi, mom, how you doing? To your sister, bro, how you doing? Friend, how you doing? And get back to work. Then learn to say no. I can't say enough. You have to learn to say no. Every answer can't be yes because you can't do everything. You have to learn to pick and choose the things that are within the time constraints and the goals that you have set for what you're trying to accomplish. In business, in order to get new clients, you have to allot time to pursue new clients. So your day has to wisely be divided up where it includes all of the things that you are trying to do. We were saying dealing with stress. I want to make sure you get these points. Make sure you get outside, exercise, practice. We said meditation, call up a friend. And when I'm saying meditation, just things that calm you down, taking deep breaths and stretching and those kind of things. Participate in your favorite hobby, listen to music, on a podcast. The key is to find what works for you that helps to lower your response to stress. Oh, I've been just so excited with our show on today. Ify sharing with us. I know it can be trying because she's there in Nigeria, but I do appreciate her tuning in and being a part of our Women's Empowerment Part 5. Next month, we will once again be bringing Part 6 to you. I will make that, have my team to create the announcements so that we can share it with you. It takes a lot to do the things that we do, and I'm so appreciative of those that are on my team that help me to get the things done. Once again, we are announcing on today for those that are part of the Purposed Women's Empowerment Group here on Facebook. It's a private group, but if you're a part of it, we're starting our book club, and we're going to start with Michelle Obama's book, and we'll be sending the link how to buy it so that you will be a part of the room when we start to discuss the chapter chapters. I think we're going to do it chapter by chapter. Iffy and I, we have to talk about how we're going to do that. But I want to make sure that you have access to the book, or you can purchase it via audio and hardback, whichever way you want to do it. We want to make sure that you have that book. And we are launching, I am launching LB Network, our women's, if I read it correctly, Women Empowerment Network on LB Network. I told you on today how you could get connected, and I want to make sure that you do. Go to Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and all you have to do is add a channel. And for those that use the television every day, you know what I mean when I say add a channel. Type in LV Network and click on add, and you'll be able to see all the things that the Living Victorious Network is doing, LV Network. We're on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have the Living Victorious Network. We have the Praise Network. We have the Global Enterprise Network, now the Women's Empowerment Network, the International Preaching Network. We have Living Today. Then we have Tune In. Oh, we have partnered with Tune In, where you can be heard in 24 hours, 7 days a week. If you have Tune In your car, all you have to do is add LV Network as one of your channels that you listen to on Tune In Network, and you'll be able to hear all of the things that we're doing on LV Network. I'm so excited, so very excited about all the things that are happening, especially with our women empowerment, that we're helping women to become entrepreneurs. We're helping to show them ways that they can take care of themselves in third world countries. We're helping to just make a difference. I'm just so excited that Iffy has partnered with me, that we're able to share these different groups and things with you. I want to add Iffy back in so that she can give closing as well. Okay, Iffy, I'm adding you back in. I went
Okay,
back
yeah,
and I
in
talked about
closing.
the
Okay.
group. I talked about the group, the empowerment group, about the book again, and then about the network that's coming. So if you'd like to share some closing remarks, that would be great. Once again, we are so excited that we had Iffy with us on today. For those of us that deal with technical things, we know that they go in and out. And so, once again, thank you so much for tuning in to our Women Empowerment Part 5. Please, please tune in next month for our Women's Empowerment Part 6. And we will be talking about a different issue, and we will share that with you. Remember, LB Network, we are launching the Women Empowerment Network. Go to Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and add us so that you will be a part of what we are doing. Oh, empowering women around the world to be able, in a lot of the third world countries, there are children and families where we're trying to help teach the women different processes of things where they can get an income for themselves, that they'll be able to help with their families, as well as, helping with sponsorship of children, helping to feed families, just many things that we are doing. I want you, if you're a woman and you're listening in and you want to be a part of the Purpose Global Women Empowerment Network that we have on Facebook and on Instagram, all you have to do is send us a message. You can follow us on Instagram, but if you want to be a part of the group on Facebook, you need to send me a direct message, messenger me, and I will add you to the group. I've been sending out some invites, but if you'd like to be a part, please send me a message in Messenger, and I will get you connected. Once again, thank you for tuning in. And until next time, I thank you, and I want you to be blessed. And then guess what? I encourage you on today to do something that causes you to get up and get going with your life.